Juul, the maker of e-cigarettes, criticized for their marketing nicotine products to kids, has reached a nearly $440 million settlement following a bipartisan probe. This has put vaping manufacturers and sellers on notice that stricter laws could be in the near future. But is an e-cigarette ban good or even necessary? Well, joining us with some perspective is Dr. Tracy Smith, assistant professor at MUSC. So the age-old question now is, what's worse, e-cigarettes or regular cigarettes?
Regular cigarettes are definitely worse. All tobacco products carry risks, and they're all potentially dangerous, but they're not all equally dangerous. And so on one end of the spectrum, you have cigarettes, which are kind of as harmful as it could possibly get. They kill 50% of long-term users. They're highly addictive. And that's because they're combusted, because they're burned. When they are burned, they create a lot of cancer-causing constituents, and you inhale those into your lungs, and that causes lung cancer and the risks that we're all familiar with. And that means that products that are not burned, like e-cigarettes, are substantially less harmful, even if they're not safe.
Now, you're talking to someone who's never vaped in her life.
Yes.
So what is vaping exactly?
Sure.
Is there something that ignites something within it?
So there is there's liquid that contains propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, nicotine, as well as a lot of flavoring constituents usually, and those can vary from which e-liquid you buy. And those are heated and they create an aerosol that you inhale into your lungs. And because we don't know the long-term risks of inhaling those into your lungs, for example, for 30 years, 40 years, we certainly know that they carry probably unknown risks, and that they're not safe. And anyone who doesn't vape, like yourself, and especially kids, shouldn't start unless they're a smoker who can't get off of cigarettes in another way. No e-cigarette that has been FDA approved for smoking cessation. However, there are now a handful of trials, especially several coming from the UK, that have demonstrated that in those trials, e-cigarettes were better than traditional pharmacotherapy at helping people quit smoking. And so, for people who smoke and want to stop, the first recommendation is always, we have FDA-approved pharmacotherapies that can help you.
And we're talking about patch and gum?
Patch, gum, lozenge, as well as Chantix.
Yes.
Which is varenicline, but the brand name is Chantix. That may be what people are more familiar with.
Is it pill form or something?
It's a pill form,
okay.
Or bupropion, which is also in pill form. And so those are highly effective at helping people quit smoking. But the truth is that the majority of quit attempts still fail, even with our best methods. And so for those people who have tried those methods and they can't stop and they want to stop, or they want to at least reduce their long-term risks, switching completely to a product like an e-cigarette could result in less long-term harm for them.
I see. And people, they became very popular quite a few years ago, but the hookah pipes, the nargilas, that they would have these cafes and these very, ornate looking contraptions that you're smoking out of, but that technically was burning tobacco, but through water.
Yeah, so that's a great question. That product is burned, and because it is burned, it is going to result in those same cancer-causing constituents. There's a belief that because people can look at the water and see that the water looks dirty, that they've somehow filtered it. But the evidence is that those products are incredibly harmful. Any product that's burned is going to be more harmful than one that's not any tobacco product.
And MUSC is conducting a couple of studies right now, is that right?
So we have a variety of studies that are ongoing among different researchers at MUSC. Some of those are designed to help people quit smoking.
Is this the tobacco treatment program that you're talking about?
So there's a variety of researchers, some through Project Quit, no research studies through the tobacco research program or the tobacco treatment program, although that's a great resource for people who want to quit. And so, people could reach out to Project Quit, for example, which is a collaboration of researchers at MUSC to find a research study that might be a good fit for them. And that includes if they're looking for pharmacotherapy, FDA approved, or not.
So best thing is just don't pick up the habit.
If you are not a tobacco user, you should not start.
All right. I want to thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
We're back after this.